Why the Green Bay Packers will win the Super Bowl in 2019. Make sure to stay tuned to find out why. What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports and back to you guys with another video. I'm continuing my series talking about why all 32 NFL teams will win the Super Bowl in 2019. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers. Before I begin, make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you guys haven't, make sure to go down in the comment section and click that link down below if you're interested in joining my fantasy football league for the 2019 NFL season. I only have 6-7 spots available, so make sure to go click that link if you guys are interested in playing fantasy football this year. So the Green Bay Packers, they got a new head coach in Matt LaFleur. The defense is very improved. I'm very excited about the defense, and I think this Green Bay Packers team can legitimately win the Super Bowl in 2019. First, we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people for some reason are starting to think that Aaron Rodgers is overrated and he's starting to fall off a little bit because he's been injured the last couple of seasons, but I think that's far from the truth. I was watching the show. I was watching Colin Cowherd, The Herd, and he was talking about how NFL executives did like some kind of survey that they do every year. They ask about who are the best quarterbacks or rank the quarterbacks and things like that. And Aaron Rodgers was still the #1 quarterback that NFL executives would love to have on their team, followed by Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Drew Brees, and Phillip Rivers, and Andrew Luck. So if NFL executives still think that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL, then I think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up being pretty good if he's able to stay healthy. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history. I never saw a guy with accuracy, arm strength, and mobility. All three, Aaron Rodgers has it all. So if he's able to stay healthy, this Green Bay Packers team will legitimately be able to compete and win the Super Bowl this year. And also, now he has a running game. You got Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. Matt LaFleur is a coach who puts emphasis on running the football, and that's something that Green Bay has kind of shied away from the last couple of seasons. So now they're going to have a head coach that puts emphasis on running the football, and you have a pretty good group of halfbacks to do it. Aaron Jones is pretty solid, and Jamal Williams is pretty solid as well. So you have two good groups of halfbacks that can able to get the job done on the ground game, and also the offensive line, which is a pretty big question of how good they're going to be. Are they going to be able to hold up this season? I think they will. You got left tackle David Bakhtiari, who is still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. You got left guard Lane Taylor. You got a little bit of a debacle at center. I don't really know who's going to end up starting there, but I'm going to go with Elton Jenkins to end up starting there. He's a rookie there. On right guard, you got Billy Turner. He's pretty solid as well. And right tackle Brian Bulaga, who is one of the better offensive tackles in the game. So his offensive line should be pretty solid, should be able to hold up in pass protection, should be good enough that they can have success running the football this year. And I think Green Bay, with new head coach Matt LaFleur, I think they're going to end up being a top 10 rushing attack this year in the NFL. They should be top 10 or higher this year, and rushing yards per game and total rushing yards as a team. And that should give Aaron Rodgers a little bit more opportunity to have a little bit more success in the play action game, give him a little bit of a break now. Now teams just won't be strictly game planning for how to stop Aaron Rodgers. Now they're going to have to game plan to how they're going to be able to stop the running game now. And then when we look at this group of wide receivers, they have a lot of very talented and young wide receivers. You got Davante Adams, who I think is one of the best wide receivers in all of football at this point, and I think he's going to be in for a very big 2019 NFL season. Then you also got St. Brown, you got Geronimo Allison, and you got Marquez Scantling there. So you got a lot of young wide receivers there that can all be very capable of getting the job done there for Green Bay, whoever ends up starting at those #2 and #3 wide receiver spots. Then the tight end position, you got Jimmy Graham, who is up there in age. He's pretty much nearing the end of his career. And then you got Jay Sternberger there. Jay Sternberger was one of the best tight ends going into the 2019 NFL draft. For Texas A&M, he lined up, played a little bit of wide receiver. He was also very good vertically, a very good deep threat. So he's going to be a very good tight end for Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to find ways to get Jay Sternberger the ball in his rookie year. And I think Jay Sternberger is going to be a very big part of this Green Bay Packers offense in 2019. And then also you got Marcedes Lewis there, who a lot of people aren't really talking about. Marcedes Lewis is one of the best run blocking tight ends in the NFL, so that's also going to help improve the run game as well. So this Green Bay Packers offense, they're going to run the ball a lot more than what we have been seeing them do the last couple of seasons. And it's going to be really interesting in watching how good this rushing attack is going to be and how a difference this rushing attack will make and how good Aaron Rodgers is going to be, since teams won't be focusing strictly on how to stop Aaron Rodgers. They're going to have to focus more on how to stop the run. And Matt LaFleur has been vouched by a lot of coaches in the NFL this offseason for how innovative he is and how good and smart of an offensive mind he is. So I think that if Aaron Rodgers is able to trust Matt LaFleur and trust his system and believe in Matt LaFleur's system, that this Green Bay Packers offense is going to be really, really good. And this rushing attack should be really good as well, like I've been saying nearly this whole entire video. Now we got to talk about the defense side of the ball. I'm very, very excited for the Green Bay Packers. What they have on the defense side of the ball. They signed Preston Smith and Za'Darius Smith this year in free agency. Really interesting because their defensive line, I think their defensive line looks to be on paper pretty solid. You got Dean Lowry, you got Kenny Clark there, you got defensive end Martravius Adams and Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary, I think, is going to end up being a pretty solid NFL player. A lot of people kept on saying that he was overrated and things like that. When you go and look at the tape, Rashawn Gary is getting double teamed a lot, so the stats aren't going to reflect how good he was. But he was also opening up other opportunities for other players on that Michigan defense to make plays as well. So I think he's going to be in for a pretty solid rookie year. I think he'll probably end up having 4 sacks this year. And then when we look at the linebacking core, I think the linebacking core is pretty solid. You got Preston Smith, you got Blake Martinez. I think Blake Martinez is really underrated. I think he's a very solid linebacker in the NFL. They also have Za'Darius Smith as well, who is coming off of an 8.5 sack season for the Baltimore Ravens in 2018. So they got guys who get after the passer, younger guys. Preston Smith has had like 24 sacks in like 4 or 5 seasons. So they got guys who can get after the passer. This is a very improved defense when it comes to getting after the passer, and just improved as well. They also signed Adrian Amos in free agency. He was a very solid safety for the Chicago Bears. And what I'm interested in seeing the most is Jaire Alexander and Josh Jackson, 2 young cornerbacks. Jaire Alexander was the second best rookie cornerback behind Denzel Ward. And at one point, him and Denzel Ward were going neck and neck to see who would end up being the best rookie cornerback that season. Denzel Ward ended up winning that, but Jaire Alexander was keeping up with him. Jaire Alexander had some very good games against Minnesota. He had some very good games there as well. So Jaire Alexander is a guy who I think is going to end up being a very big key to this Green Bay Packers defense if they end up winning the Super Bowl this year. I think he's going to end up becoming a very good cornerback this year. And then also, you can't forget about Kevin King. Kevin King, the big knock on Kevin King is his ability to stay healthy. If Kevin King is able to stay healthy, then he's also going to add to this very talented defense for the Green Bay Packers as well. Josh Jackson last season, his rookie year was a little bit up and down. He had some good performances. He had some bad performances. But if he's able to be a little bit more consistent in 2019, he could be another good part of this Green Bay Packers defense. Then they also got Darnell Savage, who leaped up a lot of people's draft boards after the combine, nearing like, I believe it's like 2-3 days before the NFL drafts when Darnell Savage started rising up people's draft boards and ended up becoming the first round pick. He was a very solid safety when he was playing for Maryland. So it's going to be interesting seeing Darnell Savage this season for the Green Bay Packers and how good he's going to be for the Green Bay Packers this season. And ultimately, this division, the NFC North division, is pretty much up for grabs. I mean, the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Green Bay Packers could end up winning the NFC North, and they can end up going to the playoffs, and they can end up making it to the Super Bowl just because of the things that I mentioned in this video. They're going to have a rushing attack. I think this rushing attack is going to be top 10 in the NFL, which is going to give Aaron Rodgers a break. Now he's not going to have to you're not going to have to ask Aaron Rodgers to be like, hey, Aaron Rodgers, just go ahead and win the game for us, until the fourth quarter. Then, in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, Aaron Rodgers can just go ahead and do his magic. But teams aren't going to just have to strictly pay attention and game plan for Aaron Rodgers. Now they're going to have to find ways to stop the run. And also on the defense side of the ball, they can get after the passer now. I'm very, very excited for this Green Bay Packers defense. So this is my reasons why I think the Green Bay Packers will win the Super Bowl in 2019. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.